Bitcoin!
Only Hex is outperforming Bitcoin. You're with your Pepe coin, yes, you're a little bit up, but for the month. But wow, a lot of red priced in Bitcoin. So overall, you should have been only in Bitcoin. Yes, if you were in all the other alts, you did see a rise in the your dollar value of your portfolio, but not as much as Bitcoin. So that's the key thing. So the biggest winner, of course, was Hex, and we want to know, well, what the heck?
What the heck? What the heck's happening?
What the hex?
What the heck's happened? We can tell you what the heck happened.
One hex.
Gosh, man, we're on the bubbles. The bubbles are big, and Chrispyman is in the house sipping on his tincture. Congratulations, Crispy.
Coffee black.
You're from your new study, your new library. We already admired that in the green room. Very nice.
Yeah. And then just grab one of these books and start reading.
Exactly. Makes you look smart with the books, even smarter than you are, because we know you are smart. Check out hexfire.io, everybody. It has every kind of a chart that you might dream of on there. What is the maximum count of charts? How many is it now?
Oh, dude. I cut him back for the public site, because it was way up there. It was like 60, 70 pages of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I pulled it back. We concentrated it.
You want your charts? We got your charts. We got pie charts. We got bar charts. We got the little dots. You want some candles? We got them too. Hexfire.io.
Charts for you and charts for you.
Who wants it? You get a chart and you get a chart.
Everybody gets a chart.
Oh man,
nice.
It's so Hexicans. I have a chart for everything. I love that.
We do.
We do. Because we have mathematical facts to back us up.
You know what chart I really care about?
Yeah.
DJ Cryptomatic? I care about the angry hamster chart, which has been waning. It's been going down. The anger is subsiding with the angry hamster. I think that I see a smile on your face today, which is so uncommon.
Well, I can tell you man, so much has happened since last week Thursdays. Everything is upside down in this ecosystem. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, when you look at, you see down here, this is the ascending triangle that we drew last week Thursday. It's still here on my computer. And then we said, oh, hey, this was when Brizology was here last week Thursday. And we said, hey, ascending triangles usually tend to break to the upside.
That's quite a measured move. Yes.
Sure enough,
a measured move. A measured move.
Yeah. And probably I'll probably get eaten alive by Toby if he joins us later, because I was talking shit about his measured moves, and this time it absolutely came through. So crazy weekend. Let me say hi to the chat real quick before we go into things. We got
to the chat.
A first by Kaiser. What the heck? Salute. Sandy Beach second. Red Squirrel with the oink oink.
Wait, the Kaiser has returned?
The Kaiser. Kaiser Sosa.
Kaiser Sosa.
As a first. I have to give an honorable mention to Academiciated. I think that's how you pronounce that. He tried to do a first yesterday, but that's not how the game works. You have to really... You have to hit it. Alan Fizame in the chat, DJ and Dougie, when Bobs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait. Alan Fizame says Papa B looks ready to go to hometown buffet. Okay, so that's a good one. But
good one.
I got you beat there. I just came back from the hometown buffet.
Ah,
And I got my doggy bag as well because you have to.
What?
These portions, they're so big.
What? From the buffet?
Yeah. Yes.
Did
Would
you,
you
did you
fill
get
up
the
the-
did you get the
I
ketchup
just-
packets?
Yeah, I got the ketchup, the mustard, and the sweet relish. Oh, so perky.
Yeah.
We eat at this hometown buffet at 4:30 in the afternoon as soon as it opens, and we're asleep by 6.
Best discounts.
I got my AARP card
Holy
tattooed to the back of my hand, so I don't even have to show it.
That's
Yes.
a Denny's. You get the retirement discount for the breakfast.
Well, hometown buffet says you got AARP. We're not affiliated, but we'll give it to you anyway because this food is like pennies, and we're charging you $15. So there you go.
Wow.
So DJ Dougie says, when Bob's, I'm working on Bob's. I'm working on an exclusive interview with KDP for this show.
Woo!
But, so far we couldn't make it happen because she's too busy with real world things, but she might be on the show anytime soon. So stay tuned for that.
Wow.
Red
wow.
Squirrel checking in. Tile Sarasota is here. Salute. Avalon checking in. Jay Everything. Hex on air. Man, that's a live crowd. Brizology. Good to see you. Yes, we got Chrispyman on. So
When
where
Brizology?
yeah, Brizology, man. Where did we start? Like so many things have happened since last week. Thursday.
It's like night
I
and
don't even know.
day. Yes.
Maybe we should address the kind of like the pink elephant in the room first,
Pink elephant.
which is
I don't think-
Chrispyman. Obviously.
I'm not that pink. I mean,
No, but there was the stream
I'm
with Maddie.
Hex pink.
Yeah, with Maddie 2 days ago, which has gone absolutely viral, at least in the community. It has 7,000-8,000 views already, which is absolutely crazy. And Maddie knows how to pull this off. Like salute to
Yeah.
him. Like when there's an opportunity, he just jumps on it. Like he did that with the nomics guy, and now this situation.
Yeah,
What did
give
you
us the
make,
background. Give
Crispy?
us the background for those that were hiding under a rock and don't
but
know what
Chrispyman was
happened.
on that show, and maybe he
Crispy
can
man,
tell us-
tell us what
tell
the
us more
background of
about
this
that.
thing. Yeah.
and what is your take on the whole thing?
Inside knowledge, right? Inside
Yeah,
knowledge.
I want to hear the inside
well, to start-
baseball.
Well, to start with, right? We had everyone had seen the chart going up, right?
Yeah,
And you could see that it was one address. And this person who called himself Alex reached out to Maddie, and Maddie confirmed that he had control of the address. And so I think that's as far as we did some pre-planning on ideas of thoughts and questions and whatnot, but I think that's about as much as we know the surface, right? Somebody did some transactions, they said it was them,
yeah.
and they wanted to come on the show, and of course Maddie took that opportunity to talk to the person, because it really is, I mean, I know there's a lot of feelings about things in a lot of different ways, but it really is $400 million worth of hex transacted hands. And
Yeah.
it really did push the chart up. I think that's newsworthy. I think that part's newsworthy.
400 million hex worth of dollars is $4 million, right?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know the
Yeah,
dollar.
Or
count, but it's a
4.5.
lot.
But now I've looked up this address actually myself because I was curious, and there are 2 stakes on that, short-term stakes. But he
Yep,
has
they are.
staked the 4 million out for until the end of November, and that's almost 15,000 T-shares.
Mhm.
And he makes like 500,000 hex every day. So
Yes, it's
absolutely
crazy.
incredible.
It's insane. Yeah.
So it could amount to more selling pressure, of course, which is what the negative people are thinking. It told me one thing though, because I had this hunch, but so far it was only a hunch. I could never articulate it. Why? And now I think I know why after I've seen this go down. Like I was always still pro EHEX, not saying that PHEX is bad or anything. I love that as much, but I have never given up. Can you hear me?
No, I'm saying that this guy is pro EHEX.
Oh yeah. This guy.
I'm pretty
This-
pro EX.
I thought my microphone went off or something.
I'm team. Don't give a fuck and keep your
Man,
stuff.
now you
and
threw me off
love
my
all your
thought.
hex. Yeah,
Shit.
that's my job. Why do you have me around if I don't distract
I know. The EHEX thing, right? So let me just try to get this out. So I always still was very much after EHEX, but couldn't really say why. It was just a hunch that I had. And now after this thing happening, I think why EHEX is still not to be slept on is that there are Ethereum whales out there who have crazy amounts of Ethereum from way back in the ICO days. And this Alex potentially, or the people he's involved with, is an example of that. So if Ethereum whales come along and like the God whale who did this 2-3 years ago, and then kind of get a liking towards Hex and see the X's, the doublings that are possible, and we know that they are possible with Hex, they might just jump in. So that's why EHEX is not
Alex though
versus PHEX, because on PulseChain, who are the PulseChain whales? Who are these guys?
DJ Cryptomatic, hold on a second. It's not just that you're attracting traders, although Alex, purported to be a head of a big herd of whales from some exchange called Woo, whatever it is. But he actually was attracted to the staking process.
Right.
So the short-term staking may attract big whales apparently now, maybe.
But they must have some hacks to stake it.
This is true.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, some of the stuff is humorous in that you wish for something, you wish for more adoption, you wish for more people to come in. What do most people do in crypto? They're trading, right? And so not our community maybe. And so when those people come in, they're going to do what they do. I mean, do we expect that people are going to come in and sell at a loss? Well, I guess we do expect that. People do that all the time. But I mean, if somebody's somewhat savvy, you would expect that they're going to come in and do that. And I did pick up on the fact that he had those stakes and the T-shares, because I would like to see more people discover T-shares so we have more adoption, right?
You know what? I would like to. Sorry, go ahead. Please.
Yeah, no, please.
Well, I wanted to say that no matter how many whales appear, and Maddie, I think within the first 15 minutes, asked the question that I always have, and that is, why the fuck do you have to be a personality? If you're a whale, what are you gaining by, soft doxing yourself, coming out and saying, look, it's me, I'm the one. Well, always be dubious of that. Please, as Hexicans, nobody is going to swing their big money dick around and make you rich. It's just the way it's going to be. Anybody that says, look at me, love me, I've got 1 billion hex, and I've got the ability to dump on your head at any moment, but I choose not to. So come with me, I'm going to pump the price, and you're going to be along for the ride. Always be dubious of that. We've seen it time and time again. People come into this community, they puff themselves up. They say, look at all this money that I have to dump in. I'm going to invest 100 million on both sides of these chains as soon as it launches. And what happens? They dupe you and the rest of the masses into swaying in one direction, and they take the opposite exit out and take all the exit liquidity that they want. So please,
and we've seen that
please,
before. We've seen
many
that
times,
before
many times.
Still on a basic level idea with the fact that Ethereum whales are out there and could just pump EHEX like crazy. Last weekend was again another proof that it's possible and it can happen. I mean, he was giving very short answers, I believe, when you guys tried to question him a little bit on the motives, and he wasn't very much outspoken. Some people on Twitter I've seen he was shy. It was his first time on camera or something. I don't know. Was that the impression you got, or was he just careful not to say too many?
Well, there's a lot of information that we got on that stream from him that make, of course, this is crypto. Man, you just can't believe everything people tell you like right off the top. But at the same time, you got to give people the benefit of the doubt, I think. Now, do you take actions on that? No, I guess that's up to you. I mean, we certainly took a lashing after talking to the guy, but geez, do you not want to know who these people are if they're willing to talk? I mean, Anyways, yeah, he did cite some concerns about getting too detailed into who he was, and maybe not want to expose everything. The questions were very short. Why is that? I don't know. I don't know why his answers were as short as they were. When maybe he's shy, maybe he didn't want to give out information. Wouldn't be the first time somebody did something. I frankly did. We were also getting attacked at the same time with links and also people in the background jumping onto the stream. So there was some weird stuff going on.
Oh, that he shared the link out to other people.
We're not sure if one of us doxed it by accident or if that.
Yeah, I remember like you got some mystery people show up. Yeah,
so we had some guy in a cage. I mean, we had all sorts of weird stuff happen all at the same time. As this is going on, and that distracted. So Maddie became distracted. He addressed that on stream, and so we got. But I think what we know are facts, and the facts are that this guy said he controlled that wallet. He demonstrated that perhaps he controlled that wallet. That wallet, or somebody else did based on his command. That wallet did some purchasing. I did it on stream, but guys, that's about as far as we know. He said some things. I mean, we see that he's staking, so maybe he learns from that. A lot of things can be true at the same time. Like, and it was funny because a lot of the people, so I'm a hypocrite. I try not to be a hypocrite, but I know I'm a hypocrite. And so when I look at everybody else who's complaining about what happened, I'm like, guys, the people I'm talking to all day, they're trading every day. All day long, they're swapping. They think nothing is swapping back and forth between hexes and poles to get a better ratio. So I'm not really getting this whole thing. But a couple, why it's such a big issue. Except that, and I do think Richard's covered this a bunch of times. Sometimes when you give people a platform to talk, and other people take action based on that could be a problem, right? And so. Yeah. So how many people do you think, I didn't think, I was kind of questioning whether the guy actually had control of the wallet, right? In my head, because I hadn't had proof of that. And so he says, hey, I'm going to pump it. Well, how many people ran to grab their treasure?
and bought in.
And then pumped it for him. Usually that's the way it happens. But he actually did make a purchase. We have it on chain. But okay, just so that people, this is our own stream, so we got to kind of encapsulate, get everybody caught up in case they don't know what the controversy was. After the stream was over, he made another move, supposedly, and Jesse the pit boss tweeted it out. He's like, hey, you guys are suckers. He just dumped everything. But the price didn't suffer, and he didn't dump, I think, more than what he pumped on stream. So he just took
it was like a million hex or something, nothing too crazy.
It was like he pumped $100,000 in during the stream, and then afterwards he saw the ability to take it back out. He made no promises that was part of his position. He just simply said that over time he wants to accumulate 1 billion hex. That was his goal, and he's about halfway there. So what if he pumps it just as a demo, and then he's doxed not only his wallet, but now people can front run his positions. So obviously he could just kind of take a little cream off the top for the day and chill out and go back into the mist. That's what I caught of it.
Payroll.
I thought it was interesting, his comment, and this kind of goes back to this whole ETH whale thing. His comment about PulseChain having keys, and that he's not interested at this moment moving over to PulseChain. And that kind of illustrates a real thing for some people, right? Meaning that they're gonna stay on Ethereum, and there's a lot of value on Ethereum, and in fact, by some people's estimate, all the value in PulseChain came from Ethereum.
That's what I'm trying to say. The Ethereum whales are obviously Ethereum fans because it made them rich, and they will not very easily give. They can afford the fees. What we always complain about. They will stay on Ethereum.
It's certainly possible they will.
We thought the NFT bros would be the first to come on over, right? But then NFTs kind of The Lamb Bros. No.
Lamb
So,
Bros.
so no, really though, our position was always when PulseChain comes out, we're gonna onboard the communities and projects that are landlocked because of the high gas fees. And now we get laughed at because gas is so low on Ethereum. Well, we saw it go from 6 Gwei to like 85 Gwei in like that during this last little pump, the green candle pump with Bitcoin. So how effective do you think that message is going to be this time around during an actual bull run when people are getting failed transactions for $550 like me during the last bull run?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see a lot of. First, it's a complicated thing. It's not like everybody goes, "Oh, I'm going to run over to PulseChain," right? So it's going to be complicated.
Yeah.
It's going to be piece by piece. You can see, it's really cool. I don't know if anybody's been watching like I watch, but I mean, you can see some of the communities have hit parity with their tokens across chain.
Yeah.
Oh, really? We should have someone should make a chart about that.
Chart of that.
I'm not giving away that alpha.
Oh, because you're making that's right. Before, that was your position, was you're going to find the ones that pump like that and seek parity and make a fortune at it, and you're not going to tell anybody. Chrispyman is smart.
That didn't happen. But yeah. it would have been nice. But I mean, you can see the ones that have engaged, right? And so I think it's going to be, I think, like, for instance, everybody would, even though I don't think the SHIB's at parity, SHIB is one where we've gotten a lot of people across, right? Crow is another one where a lot of people have come across, from my guess. And there's other types of tokens that not so much, right? And so we'll just have to, it's just complicated and it's going to be long. And part of it, Papa, I think it has to do with, do they even have a community that's vibrant enough to recognize that they can move? And do they even have the capital to move? I mean, so a lot of these guys just won't even make it across, right? So I kind of was envisioning something different, like a mass exodus, but I don't think that's happening that way.
Well,
but there was a bit with the Pepe situation, where they then said, "Hey, go over to PulseChain and just drain the liquidity, guys. Come on, that's not what we wanted." And then obviously Richard shut down the farm. But I think it will probably take more of us promoting it, being out there talking about it, to eventually some of these communities might, and as Papa B rightly said, the $500 failed transactions, it takes some of these experiences, and then have to be in the right place, the right time, to show them, hey guys, there's an alternative. Why don't you try it out? You have all your coins already there, or your NFTs are there, or your smart contracts are there. So that's where I see value. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to see. So I did my latest HEX gas report, right?
The gas report.
The gas report.
You should have a jingle on that.
And so right now, the HEX gas to end stakes is cheaper than it was in January of 21, even for very long stakes. But that being said, doesn't mean it's cheap. Back in January 21, I could have ended a 30-day stake for like 10 cents, 5 cents. Now it's $3. $3 feels cheap, right? But it's not cheap. And then the other side of that, I fully expect that we're going to see, let's say ETH does 3x whatever the all-time high was, right? If nothing changes in the way we see things, we're going to see $10,000 end stakes. That's my opinion. Because why do I think that? Because people paid $2,600, right? And at the peak, $2,500.
My highest was $800. I paid that. That was crazy.
And a lot of times it has to do with whether or not you pay attention. Right? If you don't care, you push the button. But if you do the right day of the week and you do the right time frame, you get lower costs. But
Sunday morning, right?
Yeah. I mean, that time frame between 0-100 UTC and 1000 UTC. Right. So 10 a.m. in the morning UTC. That is like the prime period. You get it a lot cheaper. And I can look at you have the data, right? So I can look and see, damn, why did somebody pay 700 that day when somebody else for the same length, paid, 50 or 100? So it definitely has to do with us and whether we're like anxious to push the button. So you have time, you have 2 weeks
You have 2
afterwards. You
weeks,
don't have to
exactly.
immediately end.
Yeah.
You can really pay attention to it and limit your costs, but it's still going to be very high, right? Because if ETH goes up to $10,000, $12,000, what do you think is going to happen with gas? If it becomes more congested, what will happen to gas? Now, the other side of that will be, do the Ethereum devs do something that results in lower costs? Don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Well, we got 15 years to find out.
We sure do.
15,
No, but just
15
to
more
put
years.
a lid on that story, I think it was good that you guys made the stream, and as you said, it's important to know as much as we can about these people. I would just also be cautious, because Axis, he showed the purchases. He was very, very smart not to push the price against him, so he bought in increments over the past couple of weeks, and now of course started to splash after he had his major position already in the bag, and then he came on
Sounds
stream.
familiar, huh?
So that is all, that's how that goes. But I would also caution to not glorify this person too much until we actually know more about him. But maybe
even if we know everything about him, you don't glorify people. Period. This is a financial game. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 Satoshis.
Did you learn nothing, Hexicans? Did you learn nothing from the last 4 years?
Well,
you'll be fleeced.
Other than that, the price went up, and on paper, my hex is worth more. This whole episode meant nothing to me other than that, other than seeing what's happening in the background. So, like, based on the price going up, I didn't buy any more or sell any. And then based on the news that this guy was quote unquote a shark or a whale, it didn't cause me to take any action because I wasn't. And then now I'm not doing anything either because I still got to wait 15 years. So I mean, I think it's I don't know. It's just good fodder for the drama, I think.
Yeah, it is. But hey, what a weekend. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, this has, given that my portfolio is like 90% RH ecosystem stuff.
Yeah.
And then we make a 300% pump just on the Ethereum side like that. My whole, bag of my whole fiat value of my portfolio really made a serious move upwards. And this was only a 3x. So I am super bullish right now about the future, because what is a 3x? It's really nothing in the grand scheme of things, although we waited so long for a moment like this.
Yeah, and Crispy and I had a bit of a debate. I think he didn't yet reveal. Maybe he could reveal it now. What the actual amount of X's are from that, maybe from that breakout, to get to all-time high. I think I was estimating shy of all-time high at 49 cents. I think that I estimated on the EHEX side around 39 to 40x away from all-time high, and on the PulseChain side, I think we're in the 20s, like 29x, until we get to all-time high. And then Crispy said, no, it's far less than that, Papa. So I think that I cut you off before you actually gave me the amount of X's. Do you have those handy, Crispy Man?
I don't have
like the amount of X's to get to all-time high.
But I might have.
It's fine. But
make an educated
guess. What I might have been thinking is the combined value at the time of that conversation.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, well, that makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Whenever somebody says it's not performing, say combined value.
Combined value. What I was going after when we were talking was this whole idea that here at these lower prices, even today, right? A lot of people now are afraid to buy because the price went up. But at lower prices like this, you can accumulate the quantity necessary in order to produce some outsized gains later in terms of rewards. And of course, that's where I'm thinking. I'm super conservative. I'm like, hey, let's just stay on track for, 2, 5, 10x, right? But I know that's pretty pessimistic for other people. But anyways, yeah.
Hexagon Lost in Asia said we don't get out of bed for 3x.
That's right.
That's right. These are mice nuts games.
We don't even get a. We don't
Oh,
even
that's
get a
so
3x.
arrogant, though. After 2.5 years of shite, I'm taking everything. I'm super happy with the 3x at the moment. I really am.
I
Well-
know. Again, you're gonna hurt yourself with the smiles.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No,
It's been
angry
so
hamsters
long.
today.
It's a tight,
Well,
tight
look at-
face muscles.
Look at how it made everybody happy for a couple days, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for
people like the green candle.
yeah, people were hugging. Some beefs on Twitter were hashed out between people.
I love you, man.
We're all gonna make it, dude.
We're in this together now. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I forgive
This
you.
is the PulseHex chart. So obviously a tremendous move to the upside as well, from half a penny to 1.5. The high was 1.8, almost scratched 1.9, almost 2 cents. I mean, the super high here was like 3 cents, but this was really the days where PulseChain launched, and this was pre-bridge. So I don't know if we can really count these, but they are in the chart. But we're not too far away from those prices, on the Pulse side. So definitely very, very bullish. And this chart, given that it's such a short time frame since May to now, this has so much potential going forward. So, and we got our copies.
And you got the copy.
Got the
Yeah, I mean
copy.
that's what's incredible too, value-wise, is that you have that copy.
Yeah.
And those are the things that the new people either don't care about or don't look into, But certainly the haters don't think that was a good thing. It's just like
Yep.
big payday, just like big payday. should have been in, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
We split the kings in this case, though. So what are you gonna do? You got to double down.
So I think we've got our this opportunity ahead of us, which is awesome. Like you showed that clip in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
The green candles will spread, and that is what will attract people, right? I mean, because what it really comes down to is that most of crypto, man, we're part of it. We started as part of it, very degen, right? Like, when can I get in and make my million and get out? Right? That's how people are thinking, and it doesn't mean
Definitely
that
how Da Vinci J15 is thinking.
Yeah, how is he? Well, that's a different conversation. I got to talk.
The inventor of the little old lady strategy.
The little old lady technique.
I like
yes.
It's
That's
very
him,
similar.
like,
It's very
he
similar
looks
to
for,
Larski's.
yeah. He looks for like the altcoin that hasn't pumped yet, and then he buys his
50%.
position.
And
he
then
goes
he takes the whole bear market off like all these other fools.
Yeah.
It's like he's been
Wow.
gone for like 2 years.
Yeah. Well, with
And
his
didn't he
game,
get like he launched his own token?
with the little
And
old
then
lady.
didn't he get in a big scam problem about that? And then
I
like
think
he got
so,
sued.
yeah.
His partners ripped him off, or his
Yeah,
wife
something
stole
crazy.
everything, or something
Something
crazy like that.
Oh.
Apparently, you know what? Oh, that's one thing we didn't talk about with this Alex thing. One very important thing in the live show that I was watching that made me, my jaw drop and shatter on the floor. And that was when, hey, you guys want to see me pump the price? Hold on, let me get my phone. I'm like, there's a bigger liability than him dumping, and that is that. Yeah, there's a bigger liability than him dumping, and that is that he's doing
mods.
all this $4 million worth of shit on his fucking phone.
Oh,
man.
man.
I'm more likely to get scammed than I am to lose my keys.
Yeah.
That's my argument. That's my argument. Let me get on my phone.
Because
Yeah,
you think
right.
he has his crypto on his phone, right?
Yeah.
And he said, did he not say that, Crispy?
Yeah. I'm only-
I don't know. He said he had to get his phone, but
Play it back again. Roll it back. Play back the entire message.
The biggest
have this,
winner,
though.
of course, was Hex, and we want to know, well, what the heck?
What the heck? What the heck's happening?
It's like the best sound clip. We couldn't pay for this. It's like Carl the fucking Moon and Da Vinci J15 calling our show out. How
Yeah, he
amazing
knows
is
us now. Look at that. He's a big
Oh,
fan.
and I've got a joke from Finbear. Hold on.
okay.
Oh,
Do you guys know what Axis Alive's favorite breakfast cereal is? It's Liquidity Crunch.
Woo!
Oh, they're dry. This is like watching. You know, there used to be this show on television called the Late Night Show or the Late Show, Letterman. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is like watching that. You know, most people have no idea what the hell that is. Right?
You do understand that the show still exists, but it has a brand new host. I think it was now going on the 12th or 13th year, Mr. Chrispyman.
I don't even watch that. I don't know.
I don't even know. Remember when there used to be this show called Tonight with a young strapping dude called Johnny Carson?
Who?
Exactly. Yeah,
Look who joined us
try
here.
it.
What a rare appearance.
Peter.
Who
The
let the
HEX
dogs
hater.
out? Hello.
Get your
come on.
microphone
Yes.
working.
Yes, it's all manipulated.
Hey Peter,
How are you? How are you people?
how you like the real Hex action?
The real Hex action?
Yeah.
You mean the one still worth less than the real Hex?
You know what? The one that whales reportedly like more because they believe in the Ethereum network.
Oh yes, the Ethereum network.
Don't, don't
That's a
hate.
clip. DJ Cryptomatic. That's a clip for the opening now. From now on, that's Peter and Peter.
I'll be Ethereum in 6 months, okay? And the delicious fees, the $500 swaps.
Hey Peter, you should be well associated with the concept of sharting.
Shorting.
Sharding?
Sharting.
Sharting?
Yes,
Sharting?
Peter sharts all the time.
No, listen. I don't mind. I don't mind the pump. I don't mind.
I don't mind the pump. I will allow it. You can have
pump.
your glory. Enjoy it.
Come on, respect the pump.
Come on, Peter. Why don't you dump on us? Get away from the Ethereum network. Go. Get out.
No. What is it? What is it?
No, I'm not stupid.
December 25 when will be the top of the bull market? No. There's still time to dump.
That's right. That's right. There's always time. Hey, didn't we just learn though? I mean, whether we're talking about HEX or EX, if people buy, the price goes up. They say
Yes.
it goes
Yeah,
down. I mean,
exactly.
it's
Exactly.
it's just what it is. You know.
Yeah.
This is the lesson. It's as easy as that. More people buying
Speaking
than
of
selling.
manipulation, though, I wanted to touch on this story which broke this afternoon. So the SEC, and I don't want to put the damper here on any, market joy, but the SEC met with one of the applicants regarding the Bitcoin spot ETF, and here are the 3 points that they discussed. So look here. They said what they want to see is measures to prevent market manipulation. This was identified as the biggest issue during the discussion. The SEC has expressed its willingness to ensure that adequate safeguards will be in place to prevent any form of market manipulation. But I don't think they understand crypto. Like, this is
They
fully
don't have to
manipulated.
understand it.
The whole
They
market is
only-
manipulated.
They only need to approve. Like, yes, BlackRock. Yes, Larry Fink. We like you. We trust you.
I have a question.
Did you see the last interview of Larry Fink on CNBC?
Yes, he loves it.
He loves it. He
Yeah.
loves it. So
Yeah.
that should be the clues for us.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you, and that is, SEC, can we roll that and can we just extract all of the terms Bitcoin and replace it with gold, because gold ETFs are abundant and they are all heavily manipulated in a very tight market. So can you please tell me why they're taking interest in a free market offering that could possibly be manipulated via holders versus, big industry manipulators for commodity cornering of markets? Because they're
Not if
threatened.
you
They're
are the biggest
threatened.
holder, right?
Who? What was that?
Not if you are the biggest holder.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I mean, what happens with big Bitcoin with big
Big Bitcoin.
Big,
whales.
big Bitcoin.
Buy my Bitcoin.
It's my big coin.
They sell the top. Sometimes they make the top. At the same time, they go on the BitMEX exchange in where they have another account in their grandmother's maiden name, and then 5x short the market at the same time when they are actually the ones pushing it down. So this happens, and I don't see, with whales being in place, I don't see how this could ever be fixed. That's just crypto. That's
It's
just
all
how
markets.
this works.
It's all markets, by
Well,
the way.
is
All
it-
markets.
Yeah, I was going to say, Peter, same thing, right? That's the stock market.
Well,
Right,
there
so-
you go to jail for these kind of things.
Well, no, I mean,
Not in crypto.
there are products.
You can
There
do
are
it.
products out there that you buy options, you put bids in, for the same type of thing, right? And I forget the terminology because I'm not really good there. You could look it up, where you're taking a long and a short position and you're managing, the percentage of risk.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that. Yeah, I don't know how you get to the detail of all that without like tremendous amounts of more, regulation, right? That's why that's why you keep talking about regulating, right?
Yeah.
So
They really
question
want-
number one. So question number one really is: can you please provide proof that God exists? What's the next one?
Yeah.
The next one is custody sharing. Okay, fair enough. They want then to push the CME group to be the one that is supposed to be the custody, blah blah blah. And then the last one, which again, like the first one, I really see an issue: physical Bitcoin transactions in a regulated market. The SEC wants to ensure that physical Bitcoin transactions are bought and sold in a regulated market. But this is not a regulated market. So if these are their three
But
stepping
what
stones,
makes
Well,
markets regulated?
They can open up an
this will
OTC.
never pass.
They can open up their own trading desk where old people with bow ties can come in and open up their leather satchels with
The Bloomberg.
greenbacks and then just pass them over the counter, so to speak, and get a little receipt that says you've deposited your Bitcoin into our custodial account. That's what they want. They want a bank.
That's what they want, but that's not how crypto works.
No, they can have it, but no one will use it because
We're on
we
the
all
treasure
believe
here,
in.
on the
We have our treasures. We're all our own banks. So
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. Now,
But this whole
after
thing
they
is
get
like totally contradictory to
yes,
the very essence of crypto.
yes,
And
yes.
if that's what's being discussed right now, like, wow.
Well, who cares?
My bags.
No, that's like saying, look, we've squeezed all of this toothpaste out of the tube, and we want you to help us to kind of thumb it back into the tube little by little. You
Yeah.
can't do it.
We need this black
Crypto
roll.
has this awesome
Yeah.
feature. It's called, God damn it, what's the word? Freeware or free software, like nothing.
Open
is
source, open source.
Open source, yes. Open source.
Yeah.
Just fork it.
That's what you saw the doctor about the other day, Peter. Your open source.
Fork it.
Speaking of fork.
Well, let's not speak about my open source, okay?
Someone goes, oh no, you sit not by a dog because you have to walk it every day. This guy would not fall asleep unless he gets his walk a day. But no one warns you about that. And at least the dog only gets like 12.
That was
I don't
another
understand.
viewer submission.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
It's funny. Chrispyman, hexfire.io. What is new? We have the last minutes. Is there anything you can share? Do you have a screen that you can pull up? Give people like one
Oh, yeah, I can do
excerpt
that
of what
if
the
you want.
site is about, and then they can check it out for themselves. The gas
Let me
report,
show you.
maybe.
Hey, the I could do that. I don't have that on screen, but
Or the millionaires. Has the millionaire chart changed since?
Thank you, Dorsey.
yes,
by
it
the way.
has.
Last
It
weekend?
has changed. It has changed. Yeah, it's bouncing around. The numbers are changing. I got to do this another stream on that. I shared out the screen to you.
Yes.
I know he's trolling me. People, you don't say that. No, I'm gonna go on unprotected
airport
sex
Wi-Fi.
vacation to
Yeah.
the Middle East or something. Don't do that.
What? Sex vacation in Middle East.
Well, what I'm saying is that Dorothy's saying, "Screw Trezor, my mobile in the airport Wi-Fi is working just fine, Papa." So I'm saying that
Man.
he's condoning some, like I'm saying, the equivalent of an unprotected sex vacation somewhere. You can go ahead and try, but you'll get wrecked. Thanks. Continue.
So just a quick snippet. So after a lot of feedback from the community, I put up this public site, right, and configured it really for trying to answer all the questions that new onboards might have. Really focusing on things like price and what kind of price performance have we had, what are payouts, where do they come from, T-shares.
Wow.
The concern that people have on supply, what does adoption look like, et cetera, right? So you have this list on the left-hand side, which is a menu. But the big change is, I finally got off my ass and made the change so I can switch between the chains.
Oh, nice.
And go look at the data between the chains.
Yay.
So if and this is, it was a lot more complicated than I wanted it to be, frankly.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but to give you an idea, so I can go over to adoption, for instance, and I've got this set up so I can actually look at what the holder and the staker adoption's been on the PulseChain between the two, and how that looks different if I go over to the Ethereum side and I go to adoption. And just be able to match those up. And this is configured, albeit a little clunkily, but for mobile, where you can go mobile on it, from a mobile device point of view, or switch over to desktop.
Responsive.
So
Nice.
those are the real highlights, as far as what this is. So just trying to make it so that people can get easy access to the HEX data, because it's hard to get this data sometimes. It's not available all in one place, and some people do feel it's important. They want to look at things like the adoption and the T-share rates and all this other stuff. So yeah, so that's my spiel. That's my spiel on
Very
what's
nice.
up here.
That's very cool. And you're also, of course, the mastermind, just so people know, behind the Hex Daily Stats, which is a site.
I'm not the mastermind behind that.
Are you not?
No,
But
no. But I use that
But
data
you're
all the
pulling the
time.
data from that.
I am. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
that.
Well, you may remember there's a guy by the name of Ryan Lopez who
Yes.
sponsored this site.
Yes.
And
Shout out to Ryan Lopez.
another guy.
Daily stakes, man.
OG Hexicano.
Yeah, and then the Tagash was the developer on this
Yes.
site,
Ah, okay.
and so he developed this, and now that's been taken over by Key. So KE, right?
Okay.
So the guy who did StakeX today, he manages the site now. So he provides all this, and it's a hell of a service to the community. I mean, it's
That's amazing. You have all the data here, like the recent payouts would have been very juicy on both chains. That here was one above 7 on PulseChain the other day. Crazy.
Yeah, but there's
And-
above 9 on Pulse on Hex. Yeah, look at that. There, arriba.
Arriba, andale. And back here you see the adoption numbers, which this our colleague Furu Finance always dwells over, where he says these numbers are mostly red, and down here on PulseChain it's mostly not red and bigger numbers. And so that is to demonstrate that there is more adoption happening on PulseChain, which is fine. Like we're all happy with it.
Sort of more adoption. It's the same people moving more value from Pulse side into Hex, right?
Yeah.
In a lot of the case. But what they're doing though at the same time is they're making short stakes. They're not making long stakes. So an argument about adoption of Hex is kind of weird that way. So it's creating a weird, situation. We have more and more that's just short cycling.
Yeah.
On that. But that's possible too.
We all predicted this. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Chrispyman, if you are in crypto long enough, the 4-year cycles, just try to time the top of the bull market, and that's it. Right?
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that right now. Yeah. Yep. Of course, I don't give advice, but if somebody was I was coaching somebody, I'd say, hey, set up a set up a ladder that goes over the next cycle.
Yeah.
Go over the next cycle, not get hung up on the cycle itself. And payouts, the thing is this story's going to take so long to play out. It might be the next cycle. The HEX story, we may not know. We're never going to know until the end, right? And the end never ends, right? Unless the Ethereum chain goes away. It's just going to play out for so long.
Crispy, I'm still in the camp of team slosh. It goes back and forth, yield to price performance to gas fees back to yield. So I think that this, again, I always pictured it to be like one of those little wooden toys with the bear with the two strings, and you pull it back and forth and it goes straight up to the ceiling, like a Jacob's ladder, I guess you call it. I think that this is still, I think we're seeing that play out very slowly and surely. I don't see anything to deviate from this thesis. What do you think?
I haven't seen anything either. I mean, if you look on both chains, sure, there's emergency end stakes and people are taking penalties, but the average in Hex has been 4 million a day anyways, right? And so even if you say that's too high of a number, bring it down to 1 million, there's lots of days we don't even get 1 million. It's like average. It's kind of like normal. So what we haven't seen is capitulation. We have not seen stake or capitulation. And I think if we were to see that, it'd be a pretty huge event, right? And at the same time, we're not seeing like rip your face off adoption. So we were just going to continue on until we see something happen, right? And it'll change things. But the Hex system reacts so slowly. I mean, it's like a very large ship that you can't just like turn it sideways and go in a different direction. And so you need like God whale like activity to really change things up. So the whole time that we're seeing HEX, potentially, they see these stakers expiring and they don't re-up for more T-shares, it just means that APY goes up. And so at what point, if that goes up to, not crazy, it goes up to 12% APY for like a monthly stake, at what point does somebody go, it's still here, it still has a path to liquidity, and I can earn 1% a month instead of 0.6%. So what point does it ever attract somebody? Yeah, I think it will. Why not?
That's another pro argument for the Ether side that I forgot to mention earlier. There is actual liquidity. Like there is always 1 million or 2 in actual liquidity, which is always what these whales are looking for. Like in your meme coin game, there is maybe 20K or 100K liquidity, and I don't think a large whale would go all in on that stuff. So that's why that's another point where I see possibly more Ethereum whales joining us as time goes on.
Yeah, and that whole liquidity thing is perplexing too, right? Because it does affect the system. Like right now, if I'm not mistaken, from listening to Access most recently, there's a liquidity crunch on. Liquidity's come way down. If you go back over to the Hex daily stats, you'll see that it's way down, right, compared to where it was not too long ago. Well, and anyways, for the whales to move in and out, there needs to be liquidity for them to move in, right? Because they're not, so there's all these types of games that get played, right?
Yeah, game theory. We've got Hex, who, let me just zoom in there. This I find interesting. I might just try and host the biggest PulseChain conference ever held with 5,000 attendees.
Another PulseChain conference fail. Really?
And with that, we wrap up the show.
Here's no jokes. I guess let's just stop.
That's in the news. This is also in the news. Schwarzenegger, Peter, he brings out an audiobook of a book that he wrote, and he narrates it himself in his English accent.
Oh, lovely.
Isn't that great?
Welcome. Thank you for buying my book. Yes.
Yeah, it will be something like that.
Don't pick on Arnold.
Tune in next time for another wonderful, fun-filled episode of What the Hex, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All right. I think that's all we have for today. Chrispyman, final words. Where can people find you? I've put the links to your Twitter and to hexfire.io down below in the comment section.
YouTube and Twitter, Hexfire.io, and then Hexfire.io.
Thank you so much for
Awesome.
coming to join us today,
Thanks.
Crispyman.
Thanks
It's
for
always
the
a pleasure.
invitation. Yeah,
Yes, the
I like
return.
it.
You're actually the second Hex personality that made a return.
Yeah, you get
So
you get a 2-episode coat. It'll be in the
Yeah.
mail right away. Yeah.
All right.
It was a Hex for life.
I
and
want-
Chrispyman.
Where's my T-shirt?
All right, you guys. We got 65 people watching. Smash the likes. Follow the DS, and we catch you guys on the next one. We're gonna ride out on a classic. Let's go. Outro.